So, we're called The Exchange, and our one topic that we always bring up is the exchange in shirts with players.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see goalies exchanging much.
Mm-hmm. If
So-
you see me exchanging, it's with my former teammates or.
What is up, guys? We're here on The Exchange with Ready Champ, new team, Maxime. We'll go by first name, yeah?
Yes.
That's right with you?
Yes.
Perfect. You obviously went from the beach to the woods, and it seemed like a good move. It seems like the Neville era is in a good place right now. 1-1. One win, one tie. You weren't there for the first game. Any reason why? At first, I thought maybe it was the leg, but I said I saw you at Coachella and you look fine.
No, the leg is in great shape. It was more for visa reasons. Yes.
Oh, perfect. But everything is straight with that.
Everything is right. Yes.
Perfect. I want to take you back to where you first started. Were you always a keeper, like even as a kid?
I started when I was 8 years old, actually, as a defender, just because I kicked the ball a little bit longer than the other guys. And then 10 years old, I got into the goal. My team didn't have a goalkeeper for one game, and so I literally took one for the team. And I never went back into the field
awesome.
after that.
So
I
it worked
just
out
stayed.
for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. So what age did you realize that you were a little different than the rest, and you might be going to another level? Was it something that somebody said to you? Like, how did you go about that family-wise?
I mean, I was really enjoying it all. I would say 14 was the moment that I realized that, I'm good at this. I can maybe do something, And then at 15 years old, I got introduced to a first team environment in Montreal when it was back in the USL days, even before the MLS era. But at 14, 15, I was like, okay, I can really roll up my sleeve, work hard, put my head down, and do all the little bits possible to make it happen. And here we are today.
That's awesome. That's a champion too. That's a huge thing. I tell everybody, especially internationally, I think when it comes to football, because it's so global, even in the MLS, there's so many people from different countries, that you're a champion, almost a world champion. There's not too many sports where it's like that.
Yeah, I mean, we got the opportunity, 2022, hell of a year for us in LA. To realize the double was amazing with an amazing group of guys. And so I don't take that for granted at all. To make it a double is something that I'm really proud of. And now the goal is to have it paraded somewhere mid-December this year. That's the end goal, yeah.
Perfect. My big thing was that I wanted to ask you. That last game in LAFC, you broke your leg.
Yeah.
And you got a red card. Did you know that you got a red card?
On the moment,
because
no.
Probably not, right?
No. On the moment, I wasn't aware. I think it's only when I woke up from surgery or 2 days later or something, I got a message and my friends were messing around with me and just, hey, you got your red card. I wasn't even aware at that time, no.
That's so crazy. I when I first was coming up with the question, I said to myself, I think that like when your adrenaline is going, you don't even know what's happening. And then when that happened, but then you guys ended up winning, and here you are. How's Phil been? We're learning from Phil, I should say. He's a legend in the game. I'm a big United fan, so I'm obviously very fond of him.
Are you? Yeah, so am I too.
Oh, really?
United's my team, yes.
Oh, no, that's perfect. It's funny. We just did one with Timmy Howard.
Oh, yeah?
And he's from Jersey. I'm from Jersey.
Yeah.
And he played with Phil on United, and then both of them played together with Everton. So how is it playing with Phil, somebody like that?
The fact that obviously when you're young, you're watching the game, it's a different perspective as now having him as your coach, But the mentality, the work ethic, this is where it does not lie, and the mentality of winning every single day on and off the field. What can you do to raise the bar, and what can you do to improve as a person and as a player? I think this is where we're going right now, and this is where the change and the shift is happening here.
So unfortunately, you suffered an injury, like I mentioned before, but that cut you out of the World Cup, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
What are your goals trying to get back to the World Cup, to Team Canada? Obviously, we got it coming in 2026. Jersey got the final. You guys got a couple of games. Where are you at right now trying to find your space in the national team?
Yeah, I mean, it was a difficult one to accept it because 3 days later I was supposed to be in a plane, and that's how football is sometimes. So it was a difficult one to accept, to swallow, to really say, all right, well, it is. You take some knocks in life, and then you just go on with it, and you carry on, and that's how I tried to look at it. And when I was back fit, basically I missed was Nations League in Vegas. I missed that one. I missed the Gold Cup. I missed a good chunk, with the national team. And so only 12 months later, I was able to be with the squad again, and I believe it was in Japan. And now we're going now for Trinidad and Tobago in March, and by winning that one, the goal is going to be Copa America this summer. And so all focus is looking out towards Trinidad and Tobago in March.
Perfect. So being that we get the World Cup, you're trying to get back out to the national team, where were you as you're watching this all unfold from an injury? Where are you mentally? Obviously, you said it hurt a little bit, but obviously as a party that's still rooting for these guys, and you see the potential in this team, obviously.
Yeah, of course. When the guys were competing, I was on my couch, eating my emotions. Let's be real.
Okay.
Let's be real.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on my couch, eating my emotions. But in the meantime, so excited because I've been with the team for now 10, 12 years, and putting the program where it is now, with the new generation of players, and with we got a good mix. We got some vets, we got some guys like me that are there for a good chunk of time, but are not over 30 yet, so getting there, and then obviously the funds, the Joe, the Tejan, these guys are coming in, and we got new guys as well that are young, and then gotta get to mold into the mentality into our national team. But I think the kid inside me was cheering,
That's awesome.
The kid inside me was cheering, and I put my jersey on. I was like, here we go, guys. Let's do this.
You were there. So I sat down with El Haddadi. Do you know who he is? The Egyptian goalkeeper. He is the most capped goalie in the World Cup.
Okay,
El Haddadi.
Yeah.
And we asked him, what are your predictions for the World Cup? What are you anticipating? And he said, I don't know about this World Cup, but they're going to get funds in Canada after this World Cup that's going to change the status of the game in Canada.
I mean, that's what we're aiming for. Funds is a guy that puts Canada on the map. Ever since he came out of the Whitecaps straight to Bayern, and obviously we know the quality of this human being, and he's a phenom. It's unbelievable. But he's putting Canada on the map and making our passport more respected in the football world. And so guys like Joe David as well, Tejan Buchanan, these guys are driving for the next generations. Yes.
So everybody's always thinking Canada, and they're thinking hockey. You ever play hockey growing up? I'm assuming so, yeah?
Just for fun in the streets, but never on a team, yes.
So, we're called The Exchange, and our one topic that we always bring up is the exchange in shirts with players. Mm-hmm. I don't really see goalies exchanging much.
Mm-hmm. If you see me exchanging, it's with my former teammates or with my national team guys. But I will never exchange just for fun. No.
Okay. You see, I'm starting to figure out certain guys. Some players, they're like, yeah, I go out and exchange. Some guys like, no, this is my shirt, I'm not exchanging. I like to hear more when a player says no. Like if, say, you went up to somebody and they said no. So in my head, I'm like, I like that part, because to me it always looks great, but there has to be somebody who fell out and didn't get it.
I mean, I never had that moment. Never happened in my environment, or even with guys that asked jerseys in the past. So I wouldn't even know how to react, to be honest.
So being that we're talking jerseys, putting on your new jersey for the first time in front of the home crowd, what was that feeling like? What was going on there?
Sorry, say that again?
I said putting on your jersey for the first time.
I heard that coming out from Jersey, I was like, what?
No. Putting on your jersey for the first time, new club. Like I said, the Phil era, the new thing happening.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like? How are you being embraced by the crowd and, Portland, the city?
It's great. Every time you get into a new organization, there's those butterflies feeling in the first moments that you're going to start and you're going to have your debut. But these butterflies transform into focus and to really enjoying in the game. But it was amazing to share that moment as well with the supporters and get to meet them and get to see their faces, because it gets real when there's 3 points on the line, and it's not in Coachella or in Phoenix or in preseason. No, it's the real deal.
Real deal now.
Exactly,
It's
and
the real
so
deal now.
it was great to have that contact with them, and then from there, I mean, we're only looking forward. Yeah.
Perfect. Can I ask you about the MLS trying to get out of the U.S. Open Cup?
Yeah.
Some people get a little touchy about the subjects. I recently saw Timmy Howard. I asked him, and he kind of beat around the bush a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What is your feeling towards that?
Well, I believe I'm an open book, and what you see is what you get. I like to. Yes, there's a lot of games, but if it's with the calendar, some games with the national team or with the season and the competitions, there's a lot of add-ons. But at the end of the day, you gotta have your best players on the field to make it special and to really raise a trophy that you say, hey, we've played the best, we are the best. That is from deep inside what my opinion is.
I tell somebody when I heard the news of what was happening, I said, for people that have been on this level, they have competed and felt the biggest type of competitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to take a piece away of competitiveness is a little unfair. I thought, anyway. Not even to what it can do to like the lower level teams financially, but like for a player, I'm assuming that you work hard. You teach your job, you're training every day. So finding out that a trophy that you could possibly have being taken away without, rhyme or reason really, is something that has to bother you somewhat, is what I would think.
Yeah, well, deep inside, every league in the world has their intern competitions and trophies, and so why are we changing it? Is it my place to have that decision? No, but at the end of the day, I do believe that all teams should go all out for that trophy, especially with the history of it.
Yeah, so we did an interview at Brooklyn Italians. It was a group of guys who came here from Italy, and they put together this team, and they won it twice. And I'm a firm believer that's the reason why that place is still there. So it bothers me a little bit, but it is what it is. If you could exchange shirts with somebody that you looked up growing up to, who would it be?
Kirk is yes, obviously. That chance is gone. But now I don't know. It's a very good question. As of now, I would look up to a goalkeeper that is playing and has been there for a minute. Is Oblak, yes.
Oblak's the savage, dude. He's the man, dude. Super nice guy too. I've been fortunate enough to meet him. He's the man. Super nice guy. Who was your favorite player growing up?
Casillas.
Oh, that was it? That was him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Casillas, Bartes, Van der Sar. These are my three that I was looking up to, yeah.
Oh, nice. If you could exchange shirts with a keeper in the MLS, who would it be?
In the league, I mean, I've met... I played in St. Louis, coming back from my injury, and meeting Berkey was great. I had a mutual respect there. Andre, a great guy. Been playing against him, Jamaica, Canada, and then Philly, here and there. I exchanged my shirt with Dane, one of my brother. Dane's my guy. I don't know. Actually, the next one on my list would be Johnny McCarty.
Oh, so we gotta get Johnny. We gotta get Johnny to get your shirt.
Yeah, I gotta get Johnny, and I will this year for sure. I know it. Yeah.
Is he on the schedule?
Yes, we take Galaxy for sure at some point.
Okay. When you leave a team, do you still keep tabs on like guys? I mean, I'm not saying like texting them. Like, are you watching stats, or it's kind of like we moved on?
I always keep an eye. I still keep an eye on Montreal and Ottawa. And Ottawa, when I was on loan, it was in the USL. Now it's in the CPL, and I'm still looking at it. And it's different owners. Like, let it go Ottawa. I still watch the results sometimes. Same with Vancouver. Same with LA. I don't know why. It's part of my career. I've been there. I've known the people. And so for me, I just do it as a second nature, I guess. I just keep an eye, and I have so many good relationships with anybody that I've come across in the past years. Go back to Vancouver, I got friends. Go back to LA right now, it's still fresh, but I know everybody within the organization. Same in Montreal. The players are all retired or moved on when I was there, but I always keep a great relationship. Yes.
Oh, dude, that's awesome to hear. I always worry, like, does it just end? And I try to ask guys, like, you know, when you leave, are you still, like, reaching out to your teammates? He's like, well, the person said to me, I don't really go out texting all my teammates like I used to, but I definitely keep tabs on everybody. My biggest thing is to make sure that everybody stays healthy. That's my biggest hope for everybody that I've ever played with, is to stay healthy and stay competitive. And that's obviously a huge thing. The Phil era's here, and he seems like, how do I say this? You guys are a different team, obviously, than the last year. And it seems like it seems like you guys came out with a little bit of fire, especially that first game. And I said to myself, this is going to be a team that's, you know, competing for this thing. The last game, it was a 1-1 draw, but it was a 2-2, and it was a hard-fought 2-2 draw. I think the lead was 2-0, right? And
that is correct. Yeah.
So you guys had a little bit of a lapse.
Last 20, we had trouble. Yes,
we had a little bit of a lapse. Looking back on that, what changes do you for yourself? Do you go into the next game kind of putting that behind you, I should say? Like, what do you do mentally to put that behind you?
I mean, we are all aware of in this league, you got to play 90 minutes plus. There's no way you can get away with playing half a game or 3/4 of a game. You got to go for a 90 plus. And so we came up fighting against Colorado home, especially the first half, where we were so efficient. And then DC, we have a good first half, and then the second, we had a lapse, as you mentioned, which it's important to be able to recognize and to discuss and to move on from it. And this is where the focus is shifting on tomorrow, obviously, against New York, but looking forward into the rest of the season. You got to be able to go 90 minutes. And this is something that we address and that we know that we need to focus on because in this league, it's every point matters on the road or home. But dropping points like this, it might happen, but it's a learning process.
You know, I do have to go back to your mental state after you breaking your leg. You come back. Is there a part of you that's scared to go 100%, even after the doctor tells you you're good? You know, is there a part of you mentally that tells you, like, no. That's why you're the goalie, man. Goalies are nuts, man. Yeah, that's why you're the goalie, man.
No, I had none. Had none.
Dude, that's awesome.
I played next pro minutes with the second team in LA. In the first game we played Tacoma, Seattle Reserves. I believe so, that Tacoma. And I got a pass from one of my defenders. Pressure's coming. And he's not slowing down, and I'm like, okay, he's coming in hot, and I clip it to my right back, and he just has a follow through, and we have a shin-to-shin contact, same leg, same everything. I do a spin off, I land, and I'm like, didn't feel a thing. I'm
back. That stressed me out. You telling me that stressed me out for a second.
And I didn't feel a thing. I was like, all right, I'm back, no problem.
Okay, perfect.
But I didn't even thought about it.
Okay.
And then when it happened, I was like, okay, no problem.
Because I always think, like, that part, even after the doctors tell you, like, you're good to go, I would always think, like, there's a part of me that would say, can I go 150 still? Can I still go in there? Yeah. Especially you where you are. You got to at times come out.
You cannot have that lapse. You got to go. You got to go all the time, yeah.
That's so perfect. My last question. So, what are your short-term goals and your long-term goals for the season? Mm-hmm. And then maybe something you want to say to the fans.
Yeah, I mean, short terms is 3 points every weekend. That's the short terms.
I love it.
The long term is have a parade in December.
Okay.
That being said, it's really very, very difficult to do it. And we got to address a lot of things and to work on a lot of things to make that happen. The season is like a marathon, and there's some ups, there's some downs. Every team has their ups and every team has their lows into the season. You just don't know when the low is going to come, but it will happen at some point. There's going to be a time that is more rough. How do we respond from that? How do we address these things? That's where the team will bond together and find their correct character. And so still early, we're match day 3 now on the season, but that's the how we can oversee the year, and it's the lift silverware, regardless of the competition. It's the lift silverware. We just talked about the U.S. Open.
Yeah, U.S. Open.
But regardless of it, there's a Leagues Cup. I'm sorry, I was finding the name in mind. There's a Leagues Cup as well. That there's a lot of eyes on these games, especially because of the previous 2 years regarding the conversation around the Leagues Cup. But there is a lot of football to be played of, and the goal is to lift silverwares.
Quick message for the fans.
Oh, I was about to swear, but I didn't.
No, you can
Let's
swear.
fucking go.
Yeah, that's perfect. Actually, thank you so much, bro. You're the best. That was awesome. Thank you so much.